The Green Bay Packers enter another crucial weekend with a cloud of uncertainty hanging over their roster as Josh Jacobs and 5 other players are marked as questionable for the showdown against the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field on Sunday. What started as a simple knee bruise for Jacobs has now evolved into a moment of suspense that stretches across the entire week. He said from the start that this would be a true game-time decision, and every update since then has only built more tension as fans wonder whether their workhorse running back will step onto the frozen grass when kickoff arrives. Jacobs has been fighting through swelling ever since his knee smashed into the unforgiving turf of MetLife Stadium during the victory over the New York Giants. The swelling has gone down, but not enough to remove the uncertainty. Head coach Matt LaFleur openly admitted before Friday practice that the team must wait to see what Jacobs can truly handle. He said Jacobs feels good, but feeling good and playing at full strength are the very different realities in the NFL, where every snap can change a season. The Packers added more names to the list of concerns as wide receivers Matthew Golden, Savion Williams, and Dontavian Wicks joined. Defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness and Carl Brooks on the questionable list. Middle linebacker Key Walker is worse off, listed as doubtful after suffering a painful stinger against the Giants. Cornerback Nate Hobbs and wide receiver Jaden Reed have already been ruled out, leaving entire positional groups stretched thin heading into a divisional battle where every play matters. The team did open the 21-day window for Reed to return from injured reserve. It was the first time he practiced since fracturing his collarbone in the September 11th win over the Washington Commanders. But even with that progress, the Packers know he will take time to return, and Sunday is simply not realistic. Jacobs is dealing with more than a knee bruise. The second play of the Giants game delivered both a bone bruise and a thigh contusion. He tried to push through the pain for 7 carries, but eventually his body forced him off the field. He practiced lightly on Thursday and Friday, but the cloud of doubt remains. What complicates the decision more than anything is the unforgiving schedule. A Thanksgiving matchup against the Detroit Lions looms only days after this game, and Jacobs knows the danger. He explained that pushing himself on Sunday could lead to swelling that not only knocks him out next week, but possibly the week after. He did not hide the internal battle. Rest now and be ready for Thursday, or play Sunday and risk everything. In the end, he said he will play only if he believes he can help rather than hurt the team, because this will truly be a decision made only when the clock reaches game time. Key Walker did not practice at all this week. If he cannot go, the responsibility of relaying defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's calls will fall to Isaiah McDuffie. Tyron Hopper, who stepped in for 12 snaps after Walker's injury last week, is expected to join Edgerrin Cooper in the base defense. The team is forced into adjustments that change the rhythm and communication on every defensive series, and that unpredictability becomes an extra opponent the Packers must face on Sunday. Van Ness has missed 5 straight games due to a foot injury sustained in the October 12th win over the Bengals, but the coaching staff hopes he can return after practicing in a limited capacity throughout the week. Carl Brooks damaged his ankle against the Giants and spent most of the week sidelined, though he managed a limited session on Friday. Savion Williams continues to battle through pain, wearing a walking boot for most of the week and removing it only for practice. Even LaFleur admits he marvels at Williams' toughness, wondering aloud how he even manages to move through practice, let alone prepare to compete at NFL speed. There is at least one positive development. Jordan Love practiced fully and appears ready to go despite hurting his non-throwing shoulder in last week's game. He has insisted all week he will be fine, and his full participation reinforces that confidence. Kicker Brandon McManus has also survived a challenging stretch and returned to practice without discomfort. Last week he dealt with quadriceps tightness that forced the team to rely on Lucas Havrisik, who missed extra points in swirling winds. Special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia said McManus looked sharper than he has in weeks, and hopes that with rest he will be fully ready to compete when Sunday arrives. With every injury update, the sense of tension around this matchup grows stronger. It feels like a crossroads game where every roster question could shift momentum in the NFC. The Packers stand at 6-3-1, fighting to build on their rhythm. The Vikings at 4-6 fight with desperation. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Josh Jacobs must make the kind of decision that shapes weeks, months, and sometimes full seasons in the NFL. Fans, what do you think about all these injury upgrades and the uncertainty surrounding this huge game? Do you believe Jacobs should rest until Thanksgiving, or should he push to play now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more updates, breakdowns, and deep dives on everything Packers, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay connected with the community.